guys, Doitonadime here. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys some of my favorite tips for getting organized in 2014. I am just an average girl. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a teacher, and I'm a YouTuber, and I'm just trying to balance this beautiful thing called life. The tips that I'm going to be sharing with you guys are all really budget friendly and things that help me in my own crazy life to stay organized. So I hope you enjoy them. So my first tip for you is to get a planner that you love. There are tons of amazing YouTube videos out there that show Filofax and Franklin Covey planners, but my personal favorite planner comes from Walmart. You guys, this thing was $9.97. And the reason that I love it so much is it works with my brain. It's totally simple. The last thing I need is like 8 million sections and like 8 million different lists. So for me personally, I like things really streamlined. On the inside of this planner, it has an amazing calendar. And on that calendar, it's so easy to see, it's so easy to write in, so the many hats that you wear, you can see exactly what you need to do that day and your entire month is mapped out. I need that big overview picture, which is why I love this planner so much. And the second thing that I love about this planner is the day-to-day planning. So there's the month overview and then there's a big section to kind of put your thoughts all on paper, exactly what you need to do, write it down, keep yourself organized. And really, those are the only two sections in this whole planner. And I use the note section on the side of the calendar to take notes for my monthly goals that I want to accomplish. So basically, everything is in one spot. It isn't a bunch of different lists, and it just helps keep me organized. I'm not saying you have to get this planner, but find a system that works for you. My next tip for you guys is to find a budget and stick to it. For me, that's shopping at the Dollar Tree and finding things that I already have. Because I find, and maybe this is just for me personally, but if I use my mind really creatively to organize a space, it is 10 times more likely to stay that way. And I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. When I first started my journey to really wanting my house to be orderly and organized and putting a lot of effort into it, I started with my bathroom closet, okay? And it was super messy. It wasn't functioning. We just kind of threw things in there. And I'm not gonna lie, I went to the container store and I found some containers that fit the space. I was like, yes. And I thought that they were a little cheaper than they were. And then I went to checkout and the price was over $100. I bought $100 worth of bins at the container store. And I got home and don't lie. Don't pretend like you've never done this, like you buy something and you have like instant guilt, but you're like, whatever, and you go home with it. So I go home and I organize it and it looked pretty good. I was like, okay. And then I sat for it for a day and I was like, Kathryn, what are you doing? Why did you just spend $100 on organizing products when I know you can do this for cheaper? So that next day I went to the dollar store. I bought a bunch of dollar bins and I reorganized it, and I was just so incredibly happy with how it turned out. It was orderly, it was budget friendly, and honestly, I think it turned out even better than the container store version. Another really important element of staying organized this year is to make sure that you are purging frequently. I've said this in a lot of my videos, but it's super important. If you're having trouble fitting something in a space, a lot of us don't like to believe it, and sometimes I don't like to believe it either. It means you have too many things and it's overwhelming your life. Get rid of it. And I find myself too having a really hard time letting go of things. I'm like, oh my gosh, I could use this later. I don't want to throw it away. It makes me scared to throw things away. My tip for you is to give the clutter that you're getting away a halfway home. So what I like to do before I'm about to get rid of anything, I gather up all the things that are taking up space in the room and I put it in an organization tote under one of the beds in my house. Now I only have one of them to use for this. So once it's full, then I have to make a decision. But that's my halfway home. I throw clothes in there, things that I might want to donate to the Goodwill, and then I let it sit. And as soon as that is full, it usually takes about 6 months to a year. Then I'm like, hey, I really haven't used any of this stuff. Now it can definitely go. In fact, I forgot that I even had it. Maybe it's a box in the garage, maybe it's up in the attic, and label it halfway home, filled on such and such date. So when you go to purge that, you're like, wow, I truly haven't used these things. It's kind of a mental trick to almost prepare yourself for getting rid of something. Something that really helps me, and maybe this will help you, is to take a picture of your space. And then you can really look at it and say, wow, this is what's cluttered about it. Because sometimes when we live in a space, there becomes extra clutter that we stop seeing because you're so used to seeing it. And as soon as you remove those things from a room, all of a sudden it feels more organized and less cluttered. It's about once a year, I go through a room in my house and I clear out 5 things from that room. I have to find 5 things that are sitting out that don't need to be there anymore. And it's as soon as you do that, it's almost like your room can breathe. It's just so much more organized instantly. Another thing that I do to help keep my home clutter-free is I find the place in my house that's going to become my clean zone. And each of my rooms in my house has one of these, and I'm sure you do too. It's a place that I always start, that I know if I start cleaning there, I'm more likely to do the whole thing and it's gonna stay orderly. In my bedroom, that place is the bed. If I start by making my bed in the morning, then I start by picking up maybe a piece of clothes that's on the floor, or laundry, or things that didn't get put away, or something that's waiting for its home. So find that spot that you know what it is, and if you have to, make a post-it note and stick it on your wall to remind you. Start here and you're way more likely to be successful. So my next tip for you guys is to get your family on board with your organizing journey. This is my husband Charlie, this is my son Carson. He's 6 months old, he gets a free pass. But basically, we consider our organizing and keeping our home organized a family affair. And so you guys know, I haven't prepped Charlie for any of these questions. I didn't tell him anything about what I was going to be asking him, so these are just his genuine responses. How do you think that, what do you think your role is in keeping our house orderly?
I guess trying to stick with the systems that are in place. I don't think them up, but I can help them stay in order.
And I wouldn't say that Charlie is naturally orderly with stuff around him. He's super organized with dates and keeping stuff in his head and at his job. But in terms of making it a priority at home, it wasn't something that was really necessarily important to you, but it's something that you're keeping up with. So what kind of systems do you feel like you keep up with that you're now following through and you're glad that's there?
The filing system is really good.
I'll put a link in the description to anything that he's mentioning if you guys want to see a video, because I probably did a video about it.
Yeah, because our files were really disorganized. Actually, your files were even more disorganized than mine before this started. So for a year or two, I was saying, Kathryn, we got to organize your files. And after we got married, and she got the system in place, and it's better than the one I was using. So I help maintain that. I guess just in the kitchen, I clean up in the kitchen a lot. So I'll put away stuff. I'll try to remember where to put it. Don't always succeed, but
when it's a good system, what lets you know it's a good system?
Well, what helps me sometimes is when you label things. Because if I didn't think up the system, I can't read your mind always on where you want stuff. It might make sense to you, but not to me.
Do you think having an organized house makes our family unit smoother and our life easier when we have order?
Yeah, it's easier to find stuff usually. We all can know where things are rather than just one of us. Good stuff.
I truly, from the bottom of my heart, hope that you guys found this video helpful. This is just on my heart, sharing with you guys things that have really helped me. I hope that it in turn helps you. Please subscribe to my channel if you want more organizing tips. Share this video if you think it would be helpful to somebody, and it would mean the world to me to hear your guys' comments. Leave them down below, send me a Facebook message. Send me a Facebook. Wow, Kathryn. You guys can do anything you want to communicate with me your journey of organization, because I believe in you guys and you all inspire me. So I hope that you have a blessed and wonderful year, and I will see you in 2014. Bye.